day 12. A few rough roads ahead of us, apparently. Heap of bikes in here at, where are we? Archer River. And all of them says the corrugations up there are like this deep, and make sure your teeth are bolted in. So yeah, we're heading towards where we're heading towards. Oh, the Jardine River crossing, and head hopefully up right up the top. Let's see if we can get there.
Yeah. So we don't get there today. It's going to be shut for a maintenance day, I believe.
Yes.
So if we don't make it today, we'll have a day down. So hopefully we get there in time.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll just keep tuned.
So I've just pulled in next to the river here, next to the Morton Telegraph station, I think it is. There's a river just down next to it, so we're just sitting down there having a quick breather.
Wenlock River.
What is it?
Wenlock.
Wenlock River. And Venture's got this, I don't even know what it is, some sort of bush turkey hunting him. It's ever since he pulled up. just come off the road here a bit to Bramwell Tourist Park. So we're just going to grab something to eat, have a breather. It's dusty as fuck out here. So we need to go 6k down the road. They don't do food here, so back on the bikes. So we made it to Bramwell Junction. This is our last fuel stop and last place probably to get something to eat, so that's exactly what we're doing. And yeah, we should be right to make the ferry. We're looking pretty good for time, so looks good. So we've just pulled up to do some quick repairs. My mirror's fucking slapping around, pissing me off. And Mark's indicator's about to fall off. Yeah, so we've just pulled over to do some repairs. Yeah, I got to tape up my mirror, it's slapping around. And Mark's indicator's about to fall off. And Venture's telling war stories, so.
Only plastic welding.
And who says he doesn't know how to fix things? What are you laughing at? These two have lost their shit again. Every time we stop.
Oh, fuck.
You should be ashamed of yourself, Venture. So I finished just doing some repairs, just some duct tape repairs. Mark's got a stick under the indicator holding it still and duct taped up. And every single time the camera gets turned on, without fail.
That was his bright idea. Oh, fuck.
Venture's tightened up my mirrors and we're good to go. If we're in where we think we are, it's only about 30 k's to the Jardine crossing, so we'll get hooting. Going to give you an example of these corrugations. Old Venture's going to demo it, seems that he's the one best dressed.
Hang on, I've got to put it on the top.
Is it out intervention, Venture?
That is the worst day.
Look at it. So we made it into the Jardine ferry crossing, so we've got our ticket, so we'll just jump on and head across when it goes. So we're just in queue at the Jardine crossing. So we made the crossing at the Jardine River, piece of piss. So we're pulled over on the side of the road now to work out what we're going to do. We sort of had a bit of a junction, fuels one way and where we're going to camp out's another. So just looking at the map and seeing what we're going to do. The old dirt dog sprung a leak on his fuel tap, so he's just nipping that up, seeing if he can at least slow it down. Did you get it? Got a bit of a fuel leak on Benchy's bike. He's just tightened the bolts, but I'm not sure if it stopped or not, but we'll soon find out. Just fueling up the bikes here, just to lose some of the weight. Benchy's draining out his fuel tank because took a bit of damage. There's a bit of a leak on the tap there, so I need to drain it out so we can have a look at it.
Around the tap where it goes into the tank, it's got a O-ring in there, so I've just pulled the tap off, cleaned out the O-ring and just set it back in there. There's still a little bit of petrol in the tank, so I'll just slop it down there, sit it there for a bit and see if there's any wet patches there.
So after a little bit of plastic welding and cleaning up that fuel tap, the moment of truth, he's just poured some fuel in there now. How's she looking, V?
unsure yet. There seems to be a little bit of fuel hanging around here, so let's
just let it sit for a minute and we'll see how we go.
See what happens.
Alright, so we got the end of day 12 and we're at Saisia, which is about 30 k's short of the tip.
Yep.
We've divulged in a villa for the next couple of nights, which I think is pretty well deserved after the battering we got today.
Yep, that's only mainly because the Jardine River ferry crossing boats in for repairs tomorrow, so we can't go back out.
But we got through it okay. I think we were all pretty stuffed, but the bikes took a bit of a battering. I had my indicators almost falling off, so we had to do some duct tape repair on that.
Bit of a loose tap on my fuel tank as well.
Yeah. And then
the corrugations were horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Anybody that reckons the Mornington Peninsula has crappy bloody corrugated roads, they want to come up here and have a drive of a road up here.
It's pretty bad. What else did we see? We saw cows, saw some wild pigs, snake, turtle, and fish, strong fish. But that was about it. So I'm looking forward to just a quiet night, and then not much tomorrow. I think just go to the peak.
We'll go to the tip and just do some touring around and look at there's a couple of plane wrecks and things to look at up here. So we'll do that tomorrow and rest up for the next day and head out.
Benchy, you do realise there's an issue with your t-shirt?
I was wondering why it was a bit funny.
Just topping up the oil quickly, and then we'll head off to the top.
You always get me fucking bending over.
It's best view.
Day 13. We're going to head out to the tip today. So it's about 30 k's to go out there. Probably do a bit of a celebration out there. Just making this milestone.
Yeah, we've come a long way, so we're a bit light today, so we've got all our luggage taken off, which is going to make things a fair bit easier, but it's going to be a very cruisy day today. Just go down there, get the job done. We might even go look at a few sites, a few World War II plane wrecks, and then see how we go. we've finally made it to the most northern point of Australia. It's been a long ride. We've done close to 5,000 Ks. A few little issues with the bikes, nothing major. Venchi, what's been your highlights?
My highlights, the whole ride's been a highlight, and I'd just like to thank Dave and Mark for the opportunity to be a part of this, because it's been absolutely awesome.
Very welcome.
And yeah, it's been a real blast.
So this does mark the halfway point for the ride, so we still got to go back, so stay tuned. You can find the link to the GoFundMe page on our Facebook page. Mark, what's been your highlights?
Probably the state diplomas. Nah, I'm similar to Venchi. I think the whole thing's been pretty good. I don't think there's been a spot where you really think I'm getting over it, or this is, you know.
We've had a laughing.
Yeah.
So
Venchi and I have had a fair few laughs, so yeah. The thing, there's definitely been some scenery I wasn't expecting, but in the good side. But overall, yeah, it'd be interesting to see on the way home. There's always that adventure, not knowing where you're going, but knowing where you come from. A different story.
Yeah. So no, it's been awesome so far. The whole ride's been really good. Just want to say massive thanks to our wives for making this possible, looking after the kids. They've done their own little battle themselves. The kids have had COVID and stuff, so you know, for all our wives at home keeping things in check. It's a massive thanks to you as well. Thanks for everyone's tuned in so far, but it is still only the halfway point, so yeah, stay tuned.
Good work.
Shane's all good.
It is absolutely shagged.
I'll just pop this clip. We'll see if we can get the whole thing taken out of it. If we're lucky, the mechanical workshop might even have one up there.
See how we go.
Because sometimes they use chain in boats and things.
So Venchi's whipped this chain off. We'll shoot down and see if we can get it to the workshop in town and see if we can get a link taken out of it. And now the master's moved on to the brake cable.
You snapped.
So there's the last of the bottom end of the cable where it snapped. So Venchi's gonna work his magic and see what we can do. So we've got the fishing trays here, 80 kilo trays, so I'm going to try to rig up temporary cable. Then she's working his magic. So he's just folding this wire over 3 times on itself, just to give it some strength. He's going to feed it through the sleeve, and the rest is a mystery. We'll see where we go from here.
A bit dirty, but she'll be okay. Righto. Duct tape. I'm just going to splint this.
Just cut up a bit of a cable tie to use as a splint, and now he's just duct taping it to the sleeve just to hold that bottom section of the sleeve straight. That's where it snapped last time, so water and shit would have got in there.
Shape that to that.
Recommend a better exercise equipment for anyone.
Just know that when you're renting a cabin out to Venture, this is what he's doing in it.
I was thinking that.
So just soldering this nut onto the end here. So just filled the end of that nut with solder, and we'll just clip the ends off and we'll see how this goes.
See if we've made it the right length.
Fed the cable back on, it's just held in place now. That zip tie's going, we'll zip tie that up properly, but it's just pulling from the bottom of this cantilever now instead of from the internal, and a bit of a duct tape job with a brace, and that soldering of the nuts all looks good. So I might just need to adjust it up now and see how she fares. So Venture's just taking some of the slack out of that cable now. Pull that zip tie off hard, that should stop it from popping out. And does she work? It works. The link taken out of the chain. Thanks to the Bamaga auto repair joint just on the BP, opposite the BP, heading out towards the airport in Bamaga. So bloke's a legend, lent us the grinder. So got a link taken out. Venture's now just going to soak that chain in some oil in a bag just to try to lubricate it a bit better. It's quite dry in all the rollers, so hopefully this might give it half a chance. So why Venture's fighting that chain on the other side, the wiring ended up being a loose connector here. There's like a extension on the thing, so just up in here where the issue was, so plugged it all back in and just zip tied it up. So just feeding the new chain on.
New short chain. Shortened.
Do you reckon you've got enough oil on that chain?
No. An oily chain's a happy chain.
An oily chain is a happy chain.
Give it nice tension so it's
So just put the side cover back on. Nip those few bolts up, and that'll be job done.
Just making some final adjustments to the bike. Just plugging the phone into charging. Just remember to charge phone's a happy phone. Don't forget to turn it on.
get rid of my paw marks. Look at that. Spunky. Fix it time today. We've done the chain. taken a link out, adjusted the chain, actually bathed it in oil just to ensure that it's got plenty of oil in there because she's pretty knackered. But I think that'll see the trip through. We've remanufactured a brake cable. Hopefully that's going to make it.
Yep.
We had to buy some bits and pieces. We made it out of some trace wire for the fishing thing, for fishing lines. 3 strands of that. Soldered some nuts on the ends of each end.
Give it a crank. So he's got brakes now.
So hopefully we've got brakes that are going to hold in there, at least until we can get a new cable.
Yep. And what's happening over here?
And here just bought some sealant, some gasket maker, just to stop the weep on between the petrol tap and the tank. The O-rings weren't seating correctly, and it was just weeping, so hopefully that's going to stop that weep.